turn this off. I hope they can. Aw, can y'all see the snow at all?
There's snow behind us.
I wonder if I change the filter if they could. There's snow behind us.
We moved right here so y'all could see the snow.
But if not, we'll go back to the other place.
Let me see. I'm going to turn it on right here.
Okay, see.
I'll be able to see.
You know what's really freaking odd, Sean?
What?
They have a setting where you can set it to super chat only, so you can only see what people will send if they super chat. What the hell?
That's crazy, dude.
That's messed. Can you see it at all? I can't even see the chat right now. There we go.
Now you can.
Hey, Karen.
Hey.
And Jude and Teresa, how are y'all? Can y'all see the snow? The snow, the snow? Probably not.
They can't. Look.
You know why I bet they can't? Because that door is open.
Want me to shut
The
it?
front light is the one that's, hold on. You see what I'm saying? Let me close these.
He needs a haircut.
I need a haircut.
It's a cartoon.
I don't even, I was like, what are you talking about? I need a haircut. I'm getting it on the 22nd.
Hey, y'all. Boho chick, multitask. Oh, could you see the snow? There it is. Watch. I just lifted it up. Can you see it out there, guys?
Then you should be able to.
Only if you lift it up.
Well, can't
See,
we
watch,
use
watch,
it
watch.
to-
I lifted it. Watch.
Well, I can lift it. Lift me up. Remember that song? Oh!
Oh!
Okay. There we go. Now I know it looks like we're like kind of off the thing, but I want y'all to see the snow.
It's snowing back there.
Yes.
And I got my Georgia.
There we go. Hey,
Georgia.
Ricky. It looks like, well, that's what I was going to say to Boho Chick earlier. I was going to be like, I know this ain't nothing what you have. In Alberta, it snows all the time.
Gigi, it's halftime, I know, but it'll probably, we won't be
Danny.
done by the time halftime's over, so. Uh-oh, it just went again. It went glary again.
Oh, it did?
Look, watch, it'll do it right there.
How does that happen?
And now it comes back. And then it comes back.
Well, that's all we can do.
That's kind of weird.
Would you rather, hey Casey, Misty Lee, I finally caught away. We moved from Virginia to Tennessee and I've been trying to catch y'all. Aw,
That's cool.
I'm glad you did. I lived in Virginia. Hey, Up in the House Records, how are you? We said we would do it and then we made it happen. It was supposed to be, what time? Tomorrow morning. Here we go. That's funny. So y'all tell me what you'd rather see, the snow behind us, or do you want us to focus more on us? And then I won't mention the view again. Just let me know. It's like way too...
I know. I look like I'm husky.
Yeah. But hold on. We could... Yeah, if they can't see it, then that's okay, because they can see us. Or I can shut this, or whatever we want to do. Anyways. Hey, Clancy, how are you? He said, hey. Sean's here
Hey.
too, Clancy. No, I'm just kidding. We have smart mouths.
Hey, Clancy.
So, we wanted the snowfall behind us, and it appears that we would sit here and jack with it all day if we tried to make sure it stayed like that.
Hey, what's up, Megan? What's up, Northern Girl?
What can we
I
do?
guess
What
they
can
can
we do?
either see this behind us or we'll switch. It's some. I like it.
Oh, look, the flame fell.
Did it?
Well, it didn't fall, but you know what I mean. They're probably like, I'd rather y'all stop talking about it and just stream. That's probably what they're thinking. Stop talking about
Yeah,
it.
talk to him for a second. Let me make sure.
Where are
Let
you
me
gonna
close
go?
that. I'm gonna close the grate.
I don't think you're supposed to do that. We got an inch here and I was so bummed. It's still raining. I mean, well, it's doing everything. And did you see our,
Yeah,
we need
it'll go out.
booster seats. That's a
You want me to just let it go out?
yeah, just let it go out.
Okay.
It was in, I posted a picture on Twitter and then it was in our thumbnail as well. Everybody was saying go Chiefs. Okay.
Oh, Chiefs.
That's awesome.
Gigi likes the Chiefs, I think.
So this is what's funny about Atlanta. So we live outside, about 40 miles outside of Atlanta. Other than the times that I've flown into Atlanta and we've taken the transit to get to where we were going, I have never seen Atlanta. I've been here a year, we dated for however long, and I've never ever like seen the sights in
We
Atlanta.
went down to the game You see, look, see what you do? You put that so it doesn't fall out.
Oh, see, shoot. I will admit that the fire is a nice touch. You know, that may or may not have been why we were a few minutes late. That's tacky, don't worry about that.
Yeah.
No,
Fires put people in certain moods.
so I want to stop saying How did you learn to stop saying when you were the PA?
You'll stop when
Did you have to learn
stuff's
how
just,
to stop?
yeah, when it starts flowing. Like in a conversation, you'll stop saying it, like if you're just talking to somebody.
Okay.
But
I'm trying to get him to teach me. Teach me, teach me. His hat says North Georgia. Did y'all know he went for a short amount of time to North Georgia until he was like, I'm wild. I gotta go join the Army.
yeah, North Georgia wasn't for me. College wasn't for me.
But then he went later with a family and everything. You went to college. You know what I mean? Make sure that's the right thing.
So I was supposed to be to work at 4.
Yeah.
And I tried to tell my boss, like, if we're gonna do work, we've gotta push all the operations to the right, because at 4 o'clock in the morning is when everything's icy. Of course, he was like, you gotta do what you gotta do. And I got my truck, I couldn't get out at 4. So everything cleared up at 8 and they just called off work today. So tomorrow's gonna be the same deal. They're gonna be like, everyone come to work, and at 4 o'clock it's gonna be super icy out there.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to convince him that just tell everybody to be at work at like 8:30.
And I've already been
And,
given off. Very confused lady gave me off, but she wasn't sure what today was, so I had to straighten it out with the family.
Yeah.
I love my girl. If y'all have seen, the person is not my client, but I tweeted a thing on Twitter where there's a lady talking to her reflection. Obviously she has dementia, and she has a pleasant conversation, and it shows the side of dementia that's like, none of it's good, but it shows that in their world, everything's okay sometimes. You know what I mean?
Gigi said I'm very congested. Friday night,
He had strep throat.
yeah, I had strep. I started the amoxicillin Friday night, so it's been like 36 hours. So
Oh,
it's getting better. Yesterday it was awful. So I stayed in bed all day yesterday and
yes, Ricky.
took Theraflu, took the amoxicillin, just slept. And then I was out in the freezing cold at 4, which had I known that we weren't gonna work today, then I wouldn't have been.
And I was like, he sent me a text, he was like, I'm stuck. And I was all proud of myself because I thought I got it within a few minutes. And I was like, okay, we'll just come home and we'll figure it out, whatever. And so then later I was like, and isn't that cool how I happened to look at the phone? He's like, it was an hour later.
Yeah,
Not that he needed me to come get him.
yeah.
Can you see the snow? I bet there's probably periods of time where they can see the snow and then not see the snow. And
Gigi said, oh, well, no wonder someone else is complaining about having strep. Really?
oh, I didn't know she said she had strep. I thought she was trying to say she had some sort of COVID or something. Oh.
You said,
Look when he swallows, he still hurts.
you said, didn't you tweet it that I had strep or something like that?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh.
I just figured it was inpatient. They were doing a COVID test before they sent her to the masses. Where they put her in the and I've been inpatient, so I'm not making fun of it.
Yeah.
I'm just saying
I've been impatient too.
Before they put you on the psych trike, they
Yeah.
gotta make sure you don't have the COVID.
Yep.
I tell you what though, inpatient, I'm always telling Sean this. Let me tell you who nobody messes with. There's different floors. There's like substance abuse, there's mental health, and then there's like, some place calls it the warrior unit, some place calls it the hero unit. It's called different things, but it's for the veterans. Nobody messes with them. They come walking into
We're certifiably crazy.
They come walking into the cafeteria, and everybody has respect for them. First and foremost, they have respect for them. But when they've just gotten there, they're not talking to nobody. They're in that line looking like, all spun up. But then when you watch this transition, and then towards the end of their stay, they are sitting and talking.
Yeah, well, that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
You have to learn some social skills. Little Bitsy says 5 inches in Brazelton. Now, Brazelton is only about 30 miles from here.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so we're in Dawsonville. We about an inch, maybe.
Do you want me to tell the McDonald's story?
Yes.
So first and foremost, this is my half sweet, half unsweet tea from McDonald's. The cup was leaking.
I thought I was gonna have to walk home for a
So-
minute, but
when we after everything got settled, and I guess Sean thought we were gonna
Thank
hunker
you.
down.
I will.
And I wasn't gonna need my tea. Oh, I always have to have my tea. So I was like, we're gonna go. Let's do this. And so McDonald's was open. That was beautiful. And the grocery store wasn't. I was gonna get him some Secrets, because anybody who knows that stuff will numb your throat like nothing else. But they lost power for a bit, so they shut down. But anyways, so the line at McDonald's it's a hefty line even for a normal day. It's like literally one of the only things that is open. I'm gonna let hey Elizabeth, I'm gonna let you watch we're gonna try this time. You watch the comments,
Okay.
and I'm gonna talk. No, because normally I get all like I feel like I sound like a moron. So today that's what we're gonna do.
You don't.
So we're in line. It's how long would you say that line took us about 15 minutes, 20 minutes, something like that?
So
Okay.
15 minutes in a
Oh.
fast food line, and the reason is like all the restaurants around were pretty much closed because it was snowing.
Because they're having a staffing crisis anyway on a good day, and now you mix in the ones that they do have can't get there, and so anyway, so the way this McDonald's works, you get to the front, and there's two things. I think a lot of them do that now. You can go this way, or you can stay in this one, and there's two ordering screens. So at first we're in the main one, and Sean says, "Is that one open?" And I said, "There's not a cone there." And I looked, I said, "Yeah, it's open. There's no cone there." And so he pulls around, and he doesn't even attempt to stop. He goes, "Nope, it's not working. I don't see the sign," and just goes right through it. Just right past the sign. Did not pass go, did not collect $200.
Mandy looks at me like,
I was like,
so I had to go to the back of the line.
I said, well, maybe we could have asked them if they were open or closed in this lane, or maybe we could. So we're back in line.
It turns out the lane was open.
But here's the thing. This sounds so corny. We laugh about it pretty quick, because at the end of the day, it's time that we're spending together.
Yeah.
Really and truly it is. Isn't that? I was like, Sean, you could have, and he goes, and then he's so hard on himself. He's like, I'm an idiot. And I'm like, no, it's not about that. He didn't even slow down, you guys. He didn't even
so when we came up to it,
he just shot through it, goes, it's closed.
It looked like it was off, and the snow had frozen down over it. And it just turns out that nobody was using that lane.
Well, and all y'all know the power of the cone, right? The cone directs all in any given place. If the cone is in the drive-thru, it's not closed. But they don't have a cone there, or some sort of basket or whatever. Hey, Alex Queen. Then so we got back in the line. It actually went a little bit faster the second time. Got 4 half sweet, half unsweet teas with extra ice, and then Sean's looking at the ice to make sure there's enough, because he's like, no, we're gonna get this ice squared away.
If there's not enough ice, it's not a good thing. Not a good thing. Just have enough ice.
So that was that, and I thought that was funny, and he was like, we're gonna have to tell them about that later, and I was like, I don't know if we can tell the story as funny as it was, but y'all know when you get to the front of the line and you're finally there, y'all can imagine, like Zaxby's. Think about a place that you really like to go to, and you waited in it, and then they're just gone. Nope, it's closed, and you're like, we were right there. So
I'm gonna take that from him, because I gave him my Viva Zen cap. He got it off.
well, he's asleep.
I don't want that
okay.
to stain the floor though.
Oh, I see what you're saying. I was like, that homeboy's asleep. Sawyer went with us. Sawyer once again didn't get to place his order at McDonald's. I love unsweet tea. That's see, they do have the best. And the thing is and this is the one thing about Georgia, you gotta have good iced tea. And I kind of knew that's a thing here. In Texas it is too, but not to the extent that it is here. You gotta have good iced tea.
He's either really tired or he don't feel too good. Maybe he's just so tired.
He hasn't slept today. He's just now taking a nap, so.
See, they're not used to us being home 2 days in a row like this.
Yeah, they're not. And then tomorrow I'm gonna be off too. I'm pretty sure. Well, I'm gonna tell them. My husband's not gonna let me drive all the way into the mountains to go to work, so I'm gonna settle that for you.
Maybe at noon or late morning or whatever, but did you see the phone call that was coming in for me? It was one of my coworkers.
Oh, just now? I didn't even see
Yeah,
it.
I was.
Was it
I'll
Molly?
call him. No, not Molly.
Molly. Y'all remember Molly?
The
Y'all remember that story?
the old guy I work with, who was trying to call me. He never calls me, so he's probably.
He's probably drinking.
Well, he probably wants to know what's going on too for tomorrow.
Yeah.
So.
And yes, extra ice from the West Coast. Okay, so are y'all picky about your tea too? Because here it seems to be like a thing. But yeah, so that was we just drove right. Even Sawyer was like, we just drove right past.
When's the last time we went live? Did we go live since the championship? Or did we
I think so. Didn't we, guys? Didn't we go?
Georgia won the national champions. Yes.
I think we have, right, you guys? We've gone live since then.
Or was it last Sunday? I don't remember.
I know we've been live. Lots
No,
of sugar.
no, it wasn't, because if you remember,
Exactly.
you weren't feeling good this week, remember? We haven't been live during the week. So
I
yes,
think
Georgia
I
won
had
the national
whatever-
championship. Yay.
I know, it was a good day. And not only, yeah, because I had to go. I made your wings. We put them on Twitter, right? The wings that I made.
Yeah, and then from
And then I was like, I gotta go to sleep. I think I had, I don't have tonsils, so I may have had like some
I think I
form
caught
of
what you
strep.
had in just a little worse.
My question is, what grown-ass adult still has their tonsils? Do any of you still have your
I have my
tonsils? Most people
tonsils.
don't make it till adulthood. I got mine removed as an adult, but they did take my tonsils.
I have my tonsils, and she
Do
thinks
any of you
that
still have tonsils?
she thinks that might
Let
be
me
the
know.
problem, is that I've got stuff been messing around with my tonsils.
What did I make you watch on YouTube?
Oh my God.
Tonsil stones.
Have you ever seen them take tonsil stones out of people's tonsils?
You've got yours.
Oh
It was
my
6
God.
days ago. I have mine. They don't remove them anymore. I have mine. Okay, so it was an army doctor that took mine and both of my kids on the same
See,
day.
most of them still have theirs.
Yeah, y'all, I still.
Thank
Okay,
you.
okay, I stand corrected. But this ENT doctor was of the mindset that he said the second a newborn or a baby is born, just like the circumcision, they need to just cauterize the tonsils so they don't grow out.
How can you do that though?
But
You
your
can't do that
tonsils
to a
are this,
baby though.
well, that and this, the tonsils have a purpose. They're supposed to trap the.
But the thing,
when
with,
they
the
get
thing
scarred.
with babies, one thing, and for you medical people,
So yeah, don't cut on a boy and then also take.
there's Juan Smith's here.
Juan, where
What's
have
up,
you
homie?
been, buddy?
Oh my God. So the thing is like, when I was doing EMT training, I wasn't real good with babies because they go quick.
Yeah.
You have to, the trauma, you don't have time, and they
Oh, wow, none.
they need a lot of oxygen all the time. And I just did not do well treating infants and
Makes
children. I couldn't do it.
So the nurse, Elizabeth RN, says that they're part of the immune system. I knew that. The worst healing process. When I got mine taken out, it was horrible. And I was trying to, Naturally Vain, I was trying to, we waited till my ex-husband had gotten home from Iraq so he could also help because we were all three getting them. And so, it was
Everyone's
bad.
like, hey, Juan, where have you been
Look,
hiding,
they're like,
Juan?
holy shit. But you know what Juan called right? Remember when Juan was jacking with Isaac? They had that beef going back and forth. And Juan was like, your wife did it. And Isaac was like, whatever. Isaac and his wife are divorcing.
Wow.
Juan, did you take his wife?
Juan knows
Did
something
you
was
take
going on.
his wife? Juan's like, as long as people are, I just want the snow to be
I will say this about Juan Smith. He's a pretty good troll.
He is a
Before
good
we
troll.
learned how to be trolls in this community, he was in there trolling.
He was an amazing troll. And the thing that spoke for him, and I know I've said this before, almost from the very beginning, Mama Bear and Karen had a fondness for Juan. And
Really?
And I'm like, okay, and I wasn't close with Karen at the time, but I knew that she, had some sense about her. And Mama Bear, I was like, what in the world? And they both, so I said, okay, there has to be something to that if they both are speaking for him.
Huh.
And whether you like Mama Bear or didn't like Mama Bear, everybody was tuning into her for a while to see what she was up
Does
to.
anyone know anything about what she's doing? What about her daughter?
Well, she pops on every once in a while, but she lost a lot of her teeth and she didn't have dentures, so she was kind of embarrassed.
The young one or the
No,
older
no,
one?
the older one. So, do you want to touch on
Hey, someone type in the chat what the elephant in the room is right now about what happened this week that turned into this big fiasco that I wasn't really involved in one way or the other, but I told Mandy I'll stroll us down memory lane and talk about this situation because it's
She called the placeholder the other. Okay.
Yeah,
She did.
right,
I
Gigi.
didn't see it, but I heard that. Yeah. See, she said Billy.
you know
Let's. I'm gonna let him explain it, but let's start with what really happened. So, well, actually, you tell it better because
there's the thing that
start with the phone call when
gonna
he called in.
well, but I'm gonna say this about because Billy and I aren't friendly. we're not friends.
He's certainly not.
I think that I always, when we would talk about him every once in a while and be like, what is, I just never trusted him. And, a few months ago, I said something on a vlog that I did, and he took offense, and he proved me right, and all that. The thing is the guy is, I'm going to give him a compliment, kind of, because he's a nice guy. He doesn't really have it in him to go at somebody face to face. Like, he makes...
I would say that's true.
He'll say stuff like third person and this and that, but if he's right in your DMs, I go through all my DMs with the guy, and they've been nothing but cordial. So, and here's the deal. When he called, he made that telephone call, I guess, it is what it was. Everybody saw it. My ex-wife was reeling him in like a trout, and he surprised a lot of people. But at the end of the day, that was it. It was over. Nothing else needed to be said about it. But for whatever reason, and I said this was going to happen. I said, that guy's going to try to pull some stuff,
Because he took a lot of crap for it.
Yeah, he took some crap for it and this and that. But at the end of the day, so what? It was going to be water under the bridge, and the community was just going to go on and do whatever without it. And that just would have been one of the member berries. But instead, I guess he got together with a couple of his friends, and he had to create another event and make it act like that the telephone call was part of this grand plan to do
and
whatever.
And again, this is all fun drama. This is
Yeah.
the kind of drama, OG drama, that the community is about. This is the
Yeah.
real life
Nobody really cared
playful,
what happened.
right.
Maybe
Nobody cared.
Nobody cared about the phone call. Maybe
Dravens, this is
a
the
few
one
people were giving him a hard time about it or whatever, but it was really no big deal to most people. Most people didn't care. But this whole, when he was like, I'm flying to North Carolina, I was like, no, he didn't. The whole time I was like, no, he didn't. It wasn't even reasonable. It wasn't even, and I found it hard to believe that he would try to play people who were supposed to be his friends. He calls it trolling people. That's not a troll. You don't do that to people that you like. So, and then to have a fake Photoshop thing that if you're gonna do something like that, you got to make it a good Photoshop picture.
And the thing was, here's the thing though, when I said, oh my God, just let me get confirmation, did he in fact has a Photoshop picture of him and her together for whatever reason? I just want to know, is this true? Okay, the point was never who made the picture. I don't care. It's hilarious to me that someone took the time to put them together in a picture. So that became a thing where Just Be and Me was like, I made it, and then she put a picture of me, a weird picture of whatever.
Ricky says, Billy got sick of Assumption to decide to play it for a gag. But to play what?
But nobody thought they were really together.
And nobody thought that. Nobody thought that.
This one right here knows well enough it.
And the thing is that the whole phone call, that was genuine. He can act like it was a game or this and that, or that he was being nice to her on purpose. That was genuine. And if he's trying, that's where this begins and ends. If he's telling you otherwise, he's not being truthful to you.
But the thing is,
because people call her, I guess, all the time and either talk to her or they yell at her or they or whatever they do. There is no reason for him to play it that way.
Well, Ricky has a good point. Ricky said, I fully support what Billy did. And that's kind of what this comes down to. I don't have anything against him or Just Be and Me. I think it's fun drama. That's all I think.
But
they
why,
get
but
so
why
offended. It's just
that's right.
drama.
It was just drama. And why couldn't he just admit that it was a friendly conversation? because that's what it was. And you're not convincing anybody that he was fooling.
I just didn't see why they had to try to come for, I mean, there's, like, just being me, with all respect to you, I have had you blocked for a really long time. I don't know anything about you. I know that you took somebody's place when the Sassy Sisters were still together. Sean made a comment that you felt was attacked, and that's where it ended. We haven't had any, and I know y'all like no more, probably at the end of your rope with this drama, but Billy and Just Being Me, I don't have anything against y'all. I thought it was funny there was a picture photoshopped.
It was a Photoshop picture.
Nana
Everybody knows it was.
Photoshopped a picture of me and Sean before we came out.
Yeah, there was nothing wrong with that.
Right. That's fun OG drama.
It's more insulting. See, you're being nice about it. I thought it was more insulting that they were trying to push it over as a real picture. That they were trying to. She was trying to get people to believe that he really went there.
Well, and he said Just Being Me has a video where he explains it all, and we're gonna watch it. There's no reason, I don't have any beef with either one of them, other than they're just part of the drama community. Anyway.
Whatever happened, happened, but it began and ended with the fact that he called, apparently. I heard about 40 seconds of the phone call. I didn't listen to it, but there's so many people who are like, Billy Nowhere is calling, and he's being nice to her, I heard about, I looked about 40 seconds of it, and I said, that's a legitimate, genuine phone call. And that's the end of it. And okay, so there's that. He's not like this vicious guy, and he just isn't. He's never said anything directly to me.
When you lean forward, you can see the snow. Like when you lean forward to take a drink.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it changed the angle of it. Anyway.
And that was my whole point was, after that phone call happened, whether you believed it or didn't believe it, there was nothing more to it. And they tried to add all this other stuff to it that...
Angela, and they said that in itself was fine. What followed on Twitter was not necessary.
Exactly.
Angela and Karen both said that. And they have, Just Being Me, several people have told me that she is now going to people that are my friends and saying, why do you support ATX? Yeah. What? It is not that serious. I don't think about you that much.
Yeah. No, I mean...
I just stop. You look silly.
She was one of them, and she's all upset that people don't really know who she is.
I don't. That was the one true thing that the placeholder said that one time when she goes, I don't even know who you are. And then Sally was like, when she called, she goes, admit that you know who she is. And Trish was like, I don't.
We don't.
And it's
you know,
it was that's where I heard about it. Sounds like, okay, so Justina says, look, you're not blocked. Says it was a joke. I never said I photoshopped it. I cleared it up, and Billy didn't. Posting a pic with Mandi and Billy is also a joke. We need to laugh more in this community. Fair enough.
Fair enough.
That's all you gotta say.
That's fair enough. Y'all, you're right.
I mean, that's all you gotta say. I don't appreciate you contacting my friends and questioning why they're my friends. And I think you wouldn't appreciate if I did that.
The bottom line is, I always thought Billy was a nice guy, and I thought that when he gets involved in the drama,
Ricky is locked out.
He's what?
Ricky's like locked out from Twitter forever.
Oh my God! So Ricky can't even comment.
Ricky's like, I don't even know.
And I always thought when he got caught up in the drama, he took things too serious.
Not Ricky, Billy.
Billy, I meant.
We don't have anything against
That's how
him.
it began and end, and that's why when, like even when I said this stuff in the blog, I mean it whatever. But the thing is, the phone call that happened. Maybe I should listen to the whole thing. It sounded like a genuine phone call, and that fits who he is more than if he had called and was screaming at her like I guess people do. And that was kind of my thing about
Just Being Me, she didn't appreciate it. I'm here to say Karen didn't appreciate it. It offended her. What if someone contacted Billy so why are you? I can't understand why you would support, Just Being Me when she went after AT. You wouldn't appreciate that. I mean, just admit you wouldn't appreciate that, and I'm not diving Karen out. Karen was put into a very awkward position, and I'm like, it's not that serious.
So Angela says, Just Being Me is extremely funny and kind. Mandi is my love. And that the whole thing is when you run into stuff like this, These are friends who, it's okay to be friends with certain people.
No, you don't tell me to stay out of it, just being me. You don't have, the second you decided to message her and get involved, and she brought it to my, you don't have the right to say stay out of it. I mean, I'm in it. And I don't have it, see, you said something perfectly friendly, and now you've gone back and said, that's the problem.
That's the problem,
If
is
you
you-
want us to laugh about it, we can laugh
Yeah.
about it, point out our own faults. But when you're like, that message, we're gonna stay out of it, then that, once again, we're not laughing about it,
It's
I don't
not-
have
it's-
anything against you. Nothing.
Yeah,
I
it's-
have nothing against you. Stop putting
People,
my,
if we got bent out of shape every time somebody gave an opinion of us,
see,
all the since we've been together, the people that
we are grown-ups.
all the people that have said things about Mandy and I, if we addressed them all, if we flipped out every single time somebody didn't agree with us or just didn't like us or for whatever, we wouldn't be doing anything else. I mean,
I think the best way to leave it is no harm, no foul. I have nothing against you. I don't, we'll probably never be good. We never were chummy anyway, but, that's just not that important.
and
The
you
whole-
gotta
it's just-
understand that if we have friends or you have friends and you try to like go and DM them, they're gonna tell us. I mean,
That's the silliest thing is when people think,
yeah.
that's a, well, I'm not gonna get into that, but DMs are supposed to be on the low, but you just can't put, Karen is like one of my best friends. So is Angela, so is Loretta. She didn't have, because she liked and made a comment, that, let it go. Do you know how many comments I make on silly stuff? And I get caught stepping in the shit because I didn't realize that someone in the thread was a big part of it or whatever.
I mean, if you're gonna do something, any one of us is gonna do something on a YouTube, like on a panel or a call-in, there's gonna be opinions. And if something happens that I've been associated with or ever, people ask me about it all the time. I rarely come on and get that down deep into the weeds with it.
Okay.
And the whole thing about it's not that deep.
It's
It
just
really
not.
isn't.
For the most, no, you're right. It's just not. And I'm glad to hear you say that people can banter. Respectfully, people pretty much know that even if you're chummy with Billy, if you say one thing to him that he doesn't like or
Yeah.
he's sensitive about, he's
got
gonna
really
turn
thin
on you,
skin.
he's gonna block you,
And
he's gonna do all of that. So
He's a genuinely nice
that's
person.
what we're trying, and just
But-
me, from what I've been told,
Yeah.
is as well. I never even knew you were a sassy. I had no idea. Did you?
I didn't know. I didn't know that. And that's because, I mean, if we go all the way back through that, I mean, my favorite of all those people were Kaylee. And once Kaylee decided that she no longer wanted to talk about my ex, she kind of got thrown out. And not by everybody, but that was something that Durizzle decided. And
Sorry, I'm not gonna fuck Jack with you.
Durizzle ended up being who she is. I mean, so you're never gonna get 100% of a group to represent 100% of what you want of your message. But I didn't keep up with the Sassy Sisters enough, because there was only a couple of them that really liked us. So,
Right.
and
But-
that's okay.
And to be fair, just be me. That was the first time that I realized how protective you were over them, and that's actually awesome to be protective over a group of people. I'm like that with my friends too. So, but at that time, I feel like you had already decided, between me and Sean that Anyway, this is.
Yeah.
But what is Viola said? Made not mad.
She's probably correcting
I
something.
newer got a notification. What did I make? They're like, oh my god.
How do you guys scroll with long fingernails? I'm trying to watch her be functional.
Karen is absolutely right. She said, excuse me, but you did say a lot more than that, including how you're disappointed the Sassy Sisters white-knuckled for me since I used, white-knighted for me since I used to be a TT mod, which had nothing to do with the subject.
And not for nothing, but
Go dogs, Sean said.
go dogs. But not for nothing, and when I split with TT, Karen kind of came along with me.
We've talked about that.
And ended up, and being a gal and all that, ended up being really good friends with Mandi, and is really good friends away from the whole YouTube thing. They're pretty good friends, so.
Just because says, Karen, I obviously said what I said. I'm not airing it all on the stream. But you are. And on Twitter. We're all watching it. But anyways, that's enough about that. I honestly, no harm, no foul. I do think it's rather funny that whole thing went down. That's what I'm talking about, OG drama. Nobody's calling CPS or swatting anybody or doing whatever. There's a phone call where however it went down, for whatever reason it went down, that's good drama. That's what we used to do.
The thing is we've all been doing this
Pamela.
for 3, 4, 5, 6 years, right? Y'all
Hey,
know
Draven.
where I came from and met all y'all and where I am now. You know that if you call in or you go on someone's panel or you call into a hotline, especially that one, and it's gonna be, there's gonna be opinions about it. I mean, it's just, there's no, and honestly, I don't know, however you take it, but people don't think about it that deep. They really don't.
Yeah, old school drama was like, even with Katie, I mean, she's gone down a very dark path, and that is her, it's not, I mean, I can't feel anything at this point but sympathy. Not even empathy, not even whatever, but she kind of made that bed. But back when it was like, when Drama Live was new and
Katie, Mandi was friends, like talking on the phone, friends with Katie, and Katie decided to turn on Mandi because you went on a panel with Savage.
Oh yeah,
And all because of that.
And laughed about the fat suit.
Yeah, but it wasn't even about that. It was just that you were on a panel with Savage.
I wish they could see the snow.
No.
Do y'all ever, when you like wash your hair and you put like, you do it and when you wash your hair and you put like that shine oil or that good smelling stuff, do you ever tell your significant other,
I guess
smell
we
my
moved
hair?
on. We moved on.
No, but look, do you ever go smell my hair? I do that. But do any of y'all do that? I don't do it like,
Look a penny.
look, Ricky's been a story time today. Angela wants to hear a story time. Listen.
Okay, but first of all,
I'm not gonna
another
go there
example
yet.
though, another example is Mama, Ricky, and I. I mean, the way we started our relationship and where we are now.
Strep throat, Sean.
It just goes to show that, I mean, things get construed and strewed and restrewed. But anyway,
That
it just
fat
is what
suit
it
was
is.
fun. It was funny.
That was strep throat, y'all.
He's got strep throat. It's getting better, but Angela's like, we're gonna have a story time about a baseball player. Not today. We'll talk about Rookie Davis next time that the
I
place.
thought the next story, if it ever comes to another story, we're going to talk about the alimony story.
Baby daddy getting
you guys
sued.
wanted to hear about that, how she sued her baby daddy for alimony and lost?
I didn't see
Not
it.
alimony, child support.
Well, she might. We might need. She was screaming, "I hate me" in the camera
heard
the other
that.
day.
I
So
heard that.
let's hear the story.
Y'all want to hear that story?
You want to hear
I
that
mean,
story?
I had been with her, I don't know, I'm trying to think of the month. It was in the winter. It was like,
Look,
yeah,
Sean,
we had
I'm an
only-
Auburn alumni and a University of Georgia fan now. Look,
Oh,
everybody
I
wants to hear
bet
it.
if you're a War Eagle, you loved what the Bulldogs did.
Did you say your best friend was Angelo? No, Angelo. No offense, but no, Angela. I have a few. Everybody wants to tell the story of.
We weren't even like deep into a relationship yet. We had been seeing each other a couple of months because we had started seeing each other like in the beginning of September of one year, and this was like October, or November. It was not very far along into the relationship. She decided that she was going to sue her daughter's dad for more child support.
But how much was she getting at the time?
So at the time, she was getting, what was it, $550 every other week in child support. She was getting it under the table. He was just
On a gentleman's
writing a
handshake.
check or sending her money.
Which is that's pretty good child support.
No taxes, no nothing. He was just giving the money. And there was a lot of reasons for that. He was married, and Becca, was, he wanted to try to maintain a relationship with his daughter. She decided that she was gonna, see, in Rhode Island, you can pay child support under the table. You can't, you don't have to do it through the state. It's kind of a gentleman's law. Like if Mandy and I had a baby and
You may sue you for child support.
and we just decided,
Sean would be like another 18
you know,
years.
$200 a week or whatever between the two of us, and there's no, you don't have to keep a record of it in the state.
Right.
So that's what they were doing. He was just giving her $550. So she decided to sue him. Said, I don't know what she was thinking. I mean, so many red flags that I didn't see for years.
Trap baby. It's all about a trap baby.
So she said, I'm going to sue him for more child support, and I'm going to make you pay it through the state. I'm not hiding my daughter anymore, and blah, 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 and did whatever. They went into court, and his lawyer said, well, if we're going to pay it through the state and this and that, we're going to do discovery all over again. And he ended up having to pay less.
Like $100, right?
150 less
And
every
so
2
then
weeks,
she was
yeah.
like, well, can we just keep it the way he's like, no.
Yeah, then she said,
You
well, okay,
drug me to court.
I rescind the lawsuit, and of course, then she lost.
Dumbass.
So there's that story.
So anyway, Crazy Daisy said red flag. Let It Go said, what about the son's daddy? Sean's already talked. There was nothing. He was with someone that he's now married to.
Yeah, I mean,
She sued him too.
a general comment is that as I sit and like watch what people say, very rarely is it accurate like the way it happened. So I don't normally comment on it.
But he is married now to
yes.
the girl that he was seeing.
But there were some other things that people were saying, and so that's mostly why I stay out of it, because I would spend all my time saying, no, that's not what happened. This is what happened, and I'm not going to do that. I have no reason to do that.
Yeah, I mean, but the narcissist I know uses the children as well.
Oh,
But
yes,
here's
they will.
The thing.
Oh yes,
This
they will.
is the funny thing. The only dumbass person that would lose money for child support is her. I mean, she takes herself
Sure
to
did,
court.
Ricky.
She goes to court over everything. It's never worked out well for her. Now, I didn't see the thing. Someone sent me a clip to it, and I didn't watch it because I didn't. But she was
Hey,
apparently.
Beryl.
She was like unglued, saying she hated me the other day. Is that what was going on? She hates me.
I saw somebody
I thought
sent
she
that in the DM, right?
They did, yeah.
Yeah.
I am shocked that I thought we could, like, just being me, we just worked it out or whatever, or kind of did whatever. Come on, I mean, what do you think? See, that's trolling.
Oh my God.
You can eat a pile but yeah, so that's that story time. She thinks that she can, talk all of this and it just, like, we don't get sick of it. And when we get sick of it, we have lots of story times, right? Lots of story times.
We could do that.
I don't want to talk about
it's
publicly about the baseball player, but we could. We have screenshots from that one.
I hear some other vlogs that have been going on where people are condemning other people about talking about her and all that. And I've said this before, if you've been down the rabbit hole and have had to go to court for something, and she's drug you into court and made your life miserable, you have every right to fire back.
Yeah.
So that's my take. I look at some people sometimes, and let's get one thing straight. Here is another thing about whenever someone hides their channels all of a sudden, it's like, and that was another thing that was in a tweet that says this is why she hid her channels. When other YouTube channels notice her and start talking about her, and there's a couple new ones that are out there that are starting to go after her, I'll watch them sometimes. She'll hide her channel because she doesn't want people going and getting the pieces and re-showing them. Like, for instance, the vlog that I did that says, let's talk about Lily for a minute, that I did on the Tomahawk Sean channel, it went over 6,000 views.
Did it really?
It went over 6,000 views. And that's because somebody else, some other channels around YouTube have latched onto her and have started to show things like her euthanizing Lily. So then people go on over and they look at my stuff again. And so if I'm not very active on that channel, but all of a sudden the Let's Talk About Lily for a minute shoots over 6,000 views. It's
Wow.
because somebody else is directing them to that channel. When that happens, she tends to shut it down. So those new channels can't find the information that they're looking for. And so that's for instance, that's something that I know
That's interesting.
that I don't share a lot with y'all is that she's hidden her channel. She's hiding her channels. It usually means that somebody else has discovered her. It is going through her stuff. And so she shuts it down for a while. So there you go.
Spacey, I heard something about that there's a Pasha Naughty hiring event this Wednesday where you can get on board with this very non-lucrative whatever. That has to be a big troll because she's not going to tell where she's going to be on Wednesday and actually be there for a hiring event. But hey,
But so
Booker K.
does that what you said shows her yes, exactly, Karen. But I wanted to put that out there because I don't have to watch her. I don't have to know anything about what's going on. But based on what's going on, what all y'all say, I kind of understand why. You know, so when she hides her channel, it's because she's hiding it from some entity. You guys sometimes would think she's hiding it because of probation or she's hiding it, you know. You're right, you're onto it. She is hiding it from somebody when she hides the channels, but it's typically because other YouTubers are starting to discover her.
Yeah.
And normally it's a spike in my videos because my name starts getting brought up and people come over
And Sean
they start looking
Sean
at my
is
videos
super
again.
vain. So you want to anybody wants to pump up his ego, let him see his views go up,
Yeah,
and
that's
he
right.
is like.
I'm the numbers guy, so.
Anyways, so that was the story time. We said that we were gonna. The Sean has been eating sushi for 2 days because he doesn't feel good. So I don't know who would want sushi when they have strep, but someone mentioned.
I can hear
sushi
myself
when-
talking now. I didn't realize my voice was so
didn't
bad.
think about. Well, it's gonna strain it.
It actually feels better by using.
And you know what's really sad, you guys? I did what a wife does and made sure he had medicine and he slept and I kept, did whatever. He's on the verge of tears saying, I've never had anyone take care of me.
So yesterday,
He said, other than my mom, I've
like
never.
during the middle of the week, I started to feel bad. I said, I just need to make it to Friday.
Yeah.
Because I'm off Saturday. Well, I drug my behind in here Friday night and I felt just like a warmed up turd, right? And I crawled into bed Friday and then I knew I had to go to work Sunday and I had one day. And it was awful on Friday. And this lady here, this woman just nursed me. It was just, I'm gonna go get this, and just, it kind of freaks me out because I never had anyone besides my mother when I was little take care of me that way. I mean, they don't do that in the Army. So, go out and get the right stuff for my throat. Make sure we had some amoxicillin. Just keep me, stay in bed, do this. And it was amazing, but it kind of I had to understand that I had to accept her help because I would kind of resist it a little bit because I wasn't used to it. I'm still learning how to accept, gifts and stuff from her and her love. It's hard for me to accept it all the way. I love it, but I don't, anyway, that's been going on this whole weekend.
Pat Bowman says, I hate it when people donate to her. What's the money going to? Whatever she's snorting, probably. She sits there the whole time. People talk about me doing it. She's like, and then she'll be like, I'll be right back. Boop, goes to profile picture and comes back. Okay.
Which I mean,
I'm just saying.
I never knew her to do that, but the progression, all you gotta do is look at some of her pictures. It's like she's really gone. She's really gone downhill over the last couple of years. It always makes me laugh. You remember when people would try to get at me and Mandi, and they'd say stuff like, "Look at her, she's living her best life. She sure is looking good." I'd be like, "Okay, if that's what you think, it's like."
I see what y'all are saying in the chat. Y'all are cracking me up. But that would be my guess. Is something to maintain whatever habit it is, whether it's a drug habit, rent. I have no idea.
The people would be saying,
I think
he
she's
really
in a
must
lot
be
of
jealous right now about how she looks. She looks great. And I'd be like, no, she doesn't.
Well, she has to have her left. It's either maybe the one or the other, because I know iPhone flips the thing. What's to account for the difference in sizes? She's got to lift one arm up over her head to try to even it out. So she's like,
Presley.
there's Presley. Presley got Graceland. That's what's awkward. And the thing is, she tries to like to not surmise, but come up with who may be sending her nudes all over the internet. Dude, your nudes are everywhere.
Yeah, she's trying to.
Everywhere.
And that's
you can't
what-
pin it on one person. It's everywhere.
It's like, she's hid her
Destiny.
channel. Her channel is hid. No, that means some
Where's the
other
real-
channel is showing her shit,
She doesn't
and
want
she doesn't like it.
especially the stuff where I love that today it was posted, I think it was on Truthfully Trisha Archives, and she goes, some men just sit around and they eat up your food and beat you and beat your kids, and you don't do that. And Sean's stoned, first of all, and he goes, I try not to do that.
I saw
But
that today.
the thumbnail, I
Who
don't know if
posted
yours-
that? Paula posted it, right?
I think it was strictly Trisha Archives.
Okay.
But she it was so funny because I was like, look at that thumbnail. Sean looks like Walking Death, and I love him
Well,
to death.
I looked.
Stone.
I probably was, because I mean.
You stayed in that
I had
state
to,
for a
I
while.
did. I had to a lot of the time, but I thought I looked shell shocked because I was kind of like,
Because she was always having to do damage control. Because she would have a moment and say you were an abuser, and then she would have to talk her way back out of it when y'all stayed together. Remember when she kind of hid you in the Jacksonville apartment and nobody knew y'all were back together for a while?
see, a lot of it is up. There's Draven's Script. That's one of the people I'm talking
Yeah.
about.
Good
Draven's
collections,
Script
by the way.
was one of the channels. Y'all that are in here, go Draven's Script. If you are they allowed to drop links in here?
The mods can, so
If you-
if someone grabs it,
you know,
she looks
that
exhausted,
channel,
yep.
go over and check out that channel. That's one of the channels that is now exploiting her. And I mean that in a good way.
Yeah, he
They're
doesn't mean it bad.
going out in exposing her.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the channels that has caused her to hide her stuff. I'm glad you're here, Draven's Script. Thank you for being here.
And that was always, when I got busted as taking over the archives channel way back when, my point with that channel, and I've told Sean this, was always to provide a mirror so that she could see her behavior on a different side of it. And it's like, why do you keep striking it? That's your behavior. You know what I mean? Like, striking it for bullying. It's like, bullying. You said it.
Gigi's like, why did you stay dummy? Well, go look at that clip. I'm like this.
And he goes, I try not to do. And you can tell when when you've been
Little
smoking,
bit, yeah.
because you always go you would go like this with your beanie.
Yeah, I'd smoke a lot. I was smoking and.
Some of
Not
his
anymore,
vlogs,
though.
if you go back and look at his vlogs when he was like getting off work or whatever, I am not good at picking up on that. You would think I would be because of whatever. Stoned is harder for me to detect when people. That just is. I can tell when someone's like tweaking or whatever. But he goes. I would pull up one of his vlogs and he'd go, "Oh my god."
Yeah, she'd be looking at one of my old vlogs, and I was like, yeah, I was really high there.
He goes, I'm really high there. So I used to have gotten yeah, I don't.
Yeah, one of the mods can put Draven's Script's link in there, but it's just, I think it's just like it's spelled. If you type in your search Draven's Script, it should be able to come up.
Channel and then post it. Hold on. Let us see. Go to channel. So here's my question, because I really don't know who it is. Do you think Draven's Crypt is someone we already know, but that's their alter ego, or do you think it's someone just on the scene? I really don't know.
I think I don't know, but I'm hoping it's somebody new.
Oh, it's someone. It looks like Shandy for Christ is another. Here, let me see if I can do it. There we go. That's it right there. Hopefully that works. I'm trying to. Did it print right? Can y'all click it? Can you click it? I love this picture.
Can you click it?
But don't go like now and then not come back or whatever. But
Yeah, our numbers go down by like 30 because everyone's going over there.
to look at his thing. I was just curious if you thought that he's someone we already know.
I don't think so.
You don't think? I need to cut
Yeah,
her
thanks.
out.
I've seen abusers do the same thing like she did to you, Sean. I'm just glad you got away. I know people that went crazy trying to please. Yeah?
That was another thing. she promptly got herself in a mess with Just Beck and Shanny for Christ. You picked two of the, like, if you could pick someone that has a worse name than you, girlfriend, those two right there. And the thing is,
I saw that screenshot of that panel and I was like, oh my God.
yeah, I don't really, Stacy the Sparkling Star, I don't know a lot about her, but I know,
Well, by association, she's not real
yeah,
good.
the other, but it's funny. She was like, and then it was like when people were like, you know, saying, I don't talk about, you know, she's like, I don't know anything about them. I'm not gonna judge them based on whatever. And everybody's like, their videos are right there where they're blatantly beating their kids and they're racist or whatever. So it was like, I liked that.
Yeah, I mean, it is strange when people say, well, I don't judge, I don't know until we'll go over there and take a look. You know, you can
Yeah,
see
you can
exactly
see
what.
right there. The other thing that we were going to, there was another story that I wanted to tell, and I can't remember what it was. It was about, not the weather. Not the weather.
What do you mean?
It was about, it had nothing to do with drama. It was about, oh no, it'll come to me. Come here, Sawyer Brown. You wanted to say hi to people?
Sawyer, come here, Sawyer.
He's waking up. Come here. Oh,
Oh my gosh.
he put his
hold
head
on.
right back down. He was
Come here.
like,
Come here, buddy.
um,
Come here.
yeah, I don't.
Oh, you're my good boy. You pop a pow.
He's getting her. He's getting him. I love the papa power.
He's so tired. He said, I'm so tired.
He's so tired.
He says, I have to get a lot of sleep
Hold on.
because I spend a lot of my life being very ferocious. Very ferocious.
I have to hold him because, okay, look. This right here.
I'm so tired, everybody.
He says, been taking a nap.
Look at him. He was about 9 seconds ago, he was asleep. So he was like, what are you doing?
That's what the biggest thing that Sean says is the difference. If Sean went and picked Lily up out of a dead sleep, Lily'd be, "Arr!"
Oh, yeah, she would.
And he didn't care. He's like, whatever.
He's like, oh my God.
No biggie. No biggie. He's just a little puppy. That's all he is.
He's Sawyer Brown.
He's the Sawyer Brown. Aw, see, you got friends. Papa Power, you got friends. You got lots of friends. They say that you're so cute. Sawyer, I would pay any amount
Presley
of money.
said, I sure wish I could poop. These meds got me constipated.
Oh, no. Which one's like, yeah, I think, has she been open about having, I never want to bust people out, but she's got the Rona. Hi, Justine.
Hey, Justine.
Look, we'll just flip it right here. So what are y'all up to? So who's got snow and who doesn't? Whoa, I think that was an accident. Unless it was,
I don't think that needed to be blocked, though.
no, I think she was saying, it's okay. Yeah, that doesn't need to be, look,
At Crazy Daisy, I think you got blocked, and
on accident probably.
I think it was by accident.
It was by accident. I deem it by accident. Are you so tired?
Let it go, okay, they unhid you.
Our mods are protected. I'm here to tell you before we
the
even touch
question-
it.
the question
I know
was-
Crazy Daisy, it was an accident, but just in
She said,
general.
Sean, we all know you were never the abuser. You received their narcissistic abuse, but does it bother you when it's brought up, even in defense of you? No, because it just depends. I mean, there's a couple of things that I don't tolerate, even if it's just in a subjective type of scenario. When people say, when they perpetrate the thought that I abused her, and even when somebody even said something like, well, you were in a toxic relationship, so it must have been, so that means you abused her. It went both ways. You
Yeah, she
abused
said, I
each
think
other.
it was mutual.
No,
We don't play
that bothers me because it's like, no, I've been to court more than once about this abuse and has been, so it does bother me because there's no, well, maybe, kinda, sorta. That's the only thing that bothers me.
Oh, nice.
Other than that, talking about narcissistic behavior is kind of therapeutic because if you've been in that relationship that long, for me it was 10 years, you start to, once you jump out of the fire, you start to see what's going on around you, different types of relationships. Doesn't make me an expert,
Right.
but on
But I
that.
think most men would agree.
But
any,
but
any,
narcissistic behavior, when it starts to manifest, makes me feel some kind of way, if that makes sense. It makes me feel like
oh wow.
I can key on it. I can tell that it's, if that makes sense. I hope, yeah, I don't know if I'm making
Well,
sense,
but no, but the point I'm saying is most gentlemen would agree that any insinuation at all that it was mutual is not okay if it wasn't.
right.
Which it clearly wasn't. No man is
Now,
gonna
now
be
to say
okay
to
with.
say that if being in a no, there's toxic relationships, and they're not mutually abusive, and that's the point.
Yeah.
But somebody that gives it a pass by saying, okay, I could see how he abused her because they were in a toxic relationship. No.
Yeah. She said, Crazy Daisy said, I just wanted to make sure it didn't bring back too many horrible memories for you. Lean forward. Your shirt's right. I want people to see how. There we go.
I mean, the memories are, we mentioned this like in our last stream. I think that every part of our lives, everybody that are the relationships we've been in, happened for a reason. I am with the absolute love of my life now. I am so much more secure than I've ever been that it allows me to kind of look back at stuff without freaking out, without getting anxiety. I know that if I fall, I'm falling into her, and she's got me. So because of that, I don't look back with anger anymore. I said one thing, and I'm going to say it here, and sometimes I'm going to say it, but the only thing that sticks, the only thing that lingers for me is the dogs.
Yeah.
The only thing that still sticks me in the gut is what was done to Lily and how Bear's doing. Charlie, not so much. I'm sorry I wasn't as attached, but that's the only thing that still
We still would have
makes
taken
me,
Charlie.
that I can get emotional about, is when I think about what was done to Lily, and and thankfully what has become a Bear, because I think Becca took care of him. But other than that, that will always make me sad.
Yeah,
Always make me sad.
She didn't deserve that.
Other than that, no, I don't. I'm full steam ahead.
There's hazel-eyed. Oh, look at that.
Oh,
Oh, I'm gonna pin that.
Which one? Oh
This
yeah.
one.
Said dogs beating my Bama.
If it's any consolation, oh my God, he was on top of the world. He's still walking.
I couldn't
on
sleep
air.
for a day.
He's like
I
Braves
mean,
and the.
about halfway through Tuesday, the adrenaline finally ran out.
Is that why you? I thought maybe you're having trouble sleeping because you were not feeling well. That's
Well,
why.
some of that, and part of it was because you weren't feeling well.
Yeah.
But
Sometimes I hate it. He doesn't have trouble sleeping so much anymore, like he used to. He used to be on a completely messed up schedule, which is why he worked thirds, because he might as well. He was up all night anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So very rarely is he not on a normal sleep schedule anymore. But with the next day when I'm like, "What's wrong?" and he's like, "I didn't sleep last night." Man, I'm like, that gets me. Like, because you know how
But
it
it was
feels
kind
when
of a
you
good
don't-
reason.
when you don't get any sleep. Well, no, but I mean, you know how it feels when you don't get any sleep.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like, and so I can empathize with that. At least I can say I'm more connected to him than I've ever been to anyone other than my children, and it's a different connection.
Mm-hmm.
But there's no hiding emotions from him. You
No.
can see it written all over my face. And I can him too.
I have a very hard time functioning day to day, like hour to hour, if I don't have some kind of connection to her. It's a codependency for sure. I've had to learn it sometimes that, if she's not feeling well or she's depressed or whatever, and she's got to take care of herself, like needs time, I have to figure out how to do conduct my day. It's hard for me.
Yeah.
I'm very codependent on Mandy.
Especially if I'm having a rough day at
yeah.
work. And I'm like, well, she's fired me 3 times and it's noon.
Yeah.
I don't, but you know, comes with the territory is
Okay, Karen, go let the boys out. She said she'll be right back.
that's her little babies. Karen was under a tsunami warning. Karen has battled every element. She and her husband, in this stay that they are waiting to move into their new house, they've battled every element there is: flooding, snow, ice, and a tsunami. Like, and she just kind of bumps along with it. Do you see this, Sleepy Puppy?
I know, Hazel-eyed. That was the day too. That was the day that he put her down. That she put her down too.
What day?
She said, I saw that video
Yeah.
of Lily on the beach. And
That
crying
is
like a
not.
baby.
I don't. This is what I think happened, and I mean, I think that she gave Lily probably Xanax to get her lethargic and sedated enough to convince the vet that, you know, because the vet said he wasn't positive. He needed exploratory surgery to find out if it was cancerous or a cyst. Sean already knew about that. That thing's been there.
Yeah, it was.
It's
there.
been there.
It's
So, and Shih Tzus are very susceptible to cysts. So they knew, you know, I think she sedated her so that she appeared to be, because a vet's got to take your word for it. You know, they wouldn't suspect anything. Because any dog that can run on the beach and play in the water, even to the extent that she did, a vet cannot justify putting that animal down. And I've had several animals that I've had to, my mom's being the most recent, they have an obligation to have to justify each and every euthanasia. So that's my guess, that in the car when she was doing the blah, 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 whatever, I think Lily was sedated.
I mean, and it goes back to knowing how narcissists work. They mirror their supply. Like, when a narcissist meets you, chances are they've been watching you. It's not a spontaneous thing. It's almost like a serial type of thing, like a serial killer. They kind of watch you. They figure out what your likes are. And then when you meet them, they come on very affectionate, and then they like what you like. They mirror the things that you like. They will eliminate from their life the things that you don't like. So the boyfriend doesn't like the dog's got to go.
And she had said that several times, that the Lily had bitten him. I bet she did bite him. He got in her face and she bit him. And I'm not pulling any punches with it. That's what I think she did to that animal. And she paid for that horrible Taylor Swift photo shoot where she looked like something crawling out of a sewer with her wearing that. Anyway, she put right on Instagram, she paid $500 for that photo shoot. You paid $500 for a photo shoot, but you couldn't save your dog. That doesn't.
Yep.
I would pay anything. We would both be working full time, delivering pizzas, doing whatever we had to do to save our animal.
Yeah. I mean, it's
just
something
saying.
that you can't understand sometimes. I mean, you have the people that don't like humans or can't assimilate behavior, but they're good pet owners, or they have, you know, farms, or they have great gardens, or there's something.
And what kind of, what bad luck that you had to rehome Charlie and put your other one down within a week of each other. How strange is that? That those two things, and you got dumped, and you were spinning your wheels trying to whatever.
Hazel-eyed said, yes, I was married to a narcissist, love bombing. It's a cycle. If you watch how that works, the love bombing when they meet you, and then they start the degradation, you know, they start degrading, they start getting nitpicky with stuff, you know, and then then they start putting you down, and then if there's the discard, they discard you, they break up, and then they come back around to the love bombing stage again. And the thing with me, I think I mentioned this before, that there's like narcissist groups that, because of Dr. Phil, because of her channel and everything, that kind of knew about me.
They already knew who he was.
They already knew who I was. And every once in a while, you know, they would say, you know, when you've had enough, when you're ready, you know, we're here to help. You know, we're here to help. There's some channels that are out there.
You like Narcanon, right?
Narcoway was one of them. Narcology, I think it was Narcology 101. Anyway, so what happens is when you beat the narcissist to the discard, meaning when the fight is happening and all that, and then you break up with the narcissist, that's not okay to them. That is not
And
okay.
moreover, when you move on, when you have the
well,
nerve.
but the discard can happen as long as they're the one that are doing the breaking up, that they're the ones that are doing the discard. Then, that's the cycle is doing what it's supposed to do. But when you break up with them and then don't come back and go zero contact, and I've explained it, I couldn't go, absolute zero contact, like drop off the face of the earth because of this community we're all in. But I can honestly say that I haven't emailed her, I haven't texted her since we crossed over. I mean, when I left that place,
Aww.
what was it? It was,
Tell me that's not
what was the date? April, whatever, when Evita happened?
April 16th.
Yeah, there was a couple texting back and forth for a couple days, but by the 18th or 19th, that was the last she heard of me, and I bolted. And yes, meeting this one right here and having my attention on her and helped, for sure it did. I was never really, there wasn't any pressure, there wasn't any
It was kind of a
want
soft
for me
place
to go
to
back.
land.
Right,
Right?
at first it was, but I
Yeah.
fell in love with Mandi very quickly. And so that's what drives them crazy when you're done.
When
And
you're
they're
done.
ready because you're their supply. So if they can't access you when they want to access you, that's not okay. They will start to come apart. And I was her main source of supply. The other thing with narcissists is there's never just one source. There's always other little sources everywhere. But the main source is the spouse, is
And
the
part
boyfriend.
of her supply is this call-in show. She's so desperate for
Right.
supply that she will let people call in and yell at her and tell
Yep.
horrible things.
All that
because
is
she
supply.
Can't get anyone else
That's
to
supply.
listen
And
to her.
when she's totally doesn't have anything in her life, that is her supply.
That's
That
her
is
supply.
correct.
Good, bad, or
Whenever the new
indifferent.
boyfriend shows back up, and it's not just her, but any narcissist, the new significant other comes onto the scene, you won't see them on social media as much anymore. They'll be gone doing whatever. But inevitably, I've said to Mandi, with a narcissist, they can meet the most gorgeous person in the world, the most gorgeous, richest, treats them like a queen, puts them in the fastest car, biggest house. It will never be enough. It will never be enough for a narcissist.
And that's-
Eventually,
It appears that
the
that's what
cycle will
happened
start.
with her and this guy. It appears that she started nitpicking, and he didn't, like, when she said she like comes down to one moment. She goes, "I didn't mean to say what I said, but I did it." And he was
Yeah.
like,
See ya.
"See, I'm not doing it."
Yeah, and if you're not really, it's like this. Some of these dudes don't seem to. They weren't involved as long or as deeply as I was. So they were strong enough to to kind of move away and to kind of move on.
And she says in that stream where she was completely annihilated, she said she had never told him about the abuse she suffered at the hands of her ex-husband because he wanted her to continue to choke her while they were together.
What?
That's what she said. I didn't tell him that,
Did that guy
she
choke?
used to choke my ex choked the F out of me because he would choke me when we F'd. And
What's effed? I'm just kidding.
no, but it appears that she never breathed a word of that to him, this bullshit abuse allegations.
She never told him that?
Yeah. Angela, send him a message and ask him.
I mean,
That's what it appears from her own words. Let's see this baby. You see how tired this baby
he's
is.
so tired. He's very, very tired.
This is what we're talking about. How can you have a life that goes normally if you don't have a papa power? Isn't he
This is
cute?
Soya Brown right here.
He's Soya Brown.
Now see how I'm tapping him on the nose like that?
Lily
Would have snatched my finger right off.
and thought about it later. I'll put you down.
And I said before, I think it's a male-female thing.
Yeah.
I think female Shih Tzus are very bitchy.
Someone asked the question earlier, and I
You
don't
okay, buddy? You want to come up here?
I
Come
don't
here.
know.
Come here.
1, 2, 20. I don't know
Come here.
who asked, but I'm gonna answer it we're gonna answer it.
Come here, buddy.
I'm gonna insidious. It's insidious. I was married to one for 28 years. It hurts my heart every time she spouts off. Okay. Oh my God! I just threw up in my mouth.
28 years is a long
These are-
time.
Yeah. Oh, hey Robin, she's over there. Is she on right now? Is she for real life? Well, out of the shadows and into my heart.
Well, I mean, but our numbers didn't drop that much.
Well, I don't know. I thought she was sick and in the hospital with strep. No, someone asked why we don't drag her through the court system. And,
I've kicked her ass in court twice.
but like why we don't sue for slander. First of all, you have to prove a loss of income. Slander is not.
Let me handle that one real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'll say it like this.
TT.
First of all, it wasn't for YouTube, but I've been to court with her twice. Once with her, and we kicked her ass. And I just haven't been, like, in a divorce, I was the plaintiff, kicked her ass. But
You don't want to deal with her.
if I went right now into the state of North Carolina with whatever proof that I have, and I got with a lawyer or a magistrate or somebody, they know her and they know me, because I was co-dependent on that for a while, and was paying for her attorneys and stuff. They were so happy. Mandy will tell you, when we came to court to fight those allegations in March in 2020, right?
Deputy people
the
smiled
deputies
and
were
nodded
like-
at me.
Said, how you
When I
doing, ma'am?
walked-
Shook my hand and stuff.
When I walked through the one, he smiled
were
and he
s-
went like that. Like,
And told me, sir, just so you know, she's already there, and it's good to see Sean, Mr. Curley, and all that. If I was to try to bring something forward in now, two years later, first of all, they'd be pretty pissed off. They first of all, they would say, you must be crazy to want to jump back in. Go live your life. They'd probably be upset with me
what? Yeah.
if I tried to bring a lawsuit forward. I hope that makes sense. You know,
You don't want to. You don't want to deal with her, do you?
and they don't either.
Yeah, nobody.
So if I showed back up, I mean, respectfully to me, they don't even probably want to see me there. There's no reason for me to be there.
and
You know, I would be a glutton for punishment to go anywhere near there. So-
here's the thing about this abuse that I don't know if it's a cash grab or what. Nobody on the planet believes that he abused you, TT. Not your kids. Your supporters don't even believe it. They may not tell you that, but they don't believe it. None of these people here obviously believe it. The courts don't believe it. The police don't believe it. Nobody believes it. So you would have to say that you are even though you've got a record of accusing all these men of abuse, even your daughter's father, you did that to him too. You tried to take out a restraining order. Even though you have a history of that everybody's wrong and you're right.
What I think, I just read what Gigi said. She literally just said, why isn't he taking me to court for defamation?
You would love that.
She would
You
love
would
it.
love
She would
it.
love getting convicted of something wouldn't matter. The attention
Yeah,
would be so fulfilling. This right now, me talking
Supply.
about it right now,
Look at her.
she's probably over there watching this, and this is like, oh my God, she's eating this up. And
She got some supply inadvertently from
Yeah.
him.
and respectfully to all you guys that drag her, she gets it from y'all too.
Yeah.
Because when she's not in a relationship, or she's not into some
Hey, Ellie Wonder.
trouble, the abuse and the criticism that she gets from the outside is her fuel.
If you look at narcissism, that's the absolute. I didn't know a lot about it until, I always just thought it was people that love their reflection. I didn't realize the in-depth of it.
It's an insatiable.
She's eating it up. That's right. We've given her a little bit of supply, and she comes out of the ashes like the phoenix and starts going off. And the reason so he said why you don't sue her for defamation. I'm gonna say this, and then we're gonna move on because it's whatever. She's gonna have to go to the bathroom and do something because she's probably loving it. I believe that you sedated your dog and you took your dog to the vet and you had it put down under false pretenses because you were trying to get a man back. That's the reality of it. All of these people also think that. So you didn't get over on anyone about Lily. Lily is going to be remembered for what happened, which is you had her put down for no reason. She was not sick. It was a cyst. You know it was a cyst. Sean knows it was a cyst. Everyone knows it was a cyst.
And she even said it was.
Right.
She said it was elective surgery.
You had
It
your
wasn't
dog put down for
mandatory.
that.
There was elective surgery that could have saved her life.
And you rehomed Charlie for the same reason. A dog that was terrified of everyone, loved you, trusted you. You rehomed him because you couldn't be bothered. So you can, run that up the flagpole if you want to, because that's exactly what happened to Lily. And she's not going to be forgotten. What you did to her is not going to be forgotten. Nobody is going to forget it. That video will stay up with Sean's words in it.
And you notice that someone just put up what her tag was for
Mike
the,
abused me.
and that's all she has.
That's all she has.
She has to, and
That's
I mean,
all she has.
you would think that there'd be another angle, but
It's just, it's baffling to me. And if she wants to not be talked about, she might want to start by not continually going live about me, namely, because Sean can we can both take care of ourselves. But if you come for me personally, I can come for you personally as ATX, not as Sean's wife, not as of whatever. I can come at you, and I've been cleaning your clock for a long time, and you know that.
you know, you think, I mean.
I mean a long time. And she says since Dr. Phil, no girlfriend. No, I've known you since you were the Amy
That's why
Slayton
sometimes
days.
it's kind of when I roll in from work or whatever, and I hear, oh, there's the call-in show, and certain people are calling in that we know, and I get perplexed by why they would do that, and all I can figure is she just hasn't hurt them enough.
Hasn't heard him enough.
That's why it's so, that's it. If no matter what people are, who they are, what they say,
Yes.
if they're in that chat, it's
Yes.
because they haven't been heard enough. It's plain and simple.
That's the way that it is. These are your sexy jeans. Don't pick at them.
Okay.
He has sexy jeans.
Is it really only 4 o'clock?
Well, because your day started at
I tried to go to work at 4.
poor thing. And then he was mad at his truck because it let him down.
Yes.
And he had to park it on the side and come back, so I knew he wasn't going to be able to relax until he could go get it. But it's still snowing. So is it possible we'll have tomorrow together too?
Maybe.
Oh my God.
I'll have to see what that
This
coworker
is good
needed.
baby making weather.
Yeah. We're gonna practice making baby. We gonna practice?
It's gonna jump it just needs to jump the gap, right?
Yeah. We just need to
And he
do
thinks
that.
they can. He says they're super swimmers. They can.
Yeah.
Well, the guy explained to us the urologist when we went to that appointment that the way that the vas deferens are, the sperm go through different stages, and they don't learn how to swim until past where they cut. So they learn how to, and that's why some people who have fertility problems, if they'll have sperm but they don't swim, they can still do fertility and have a baby because they can make them mix them up. I'm not trying to sound bad, but
No, I'm looking at the comments.
but I know y'all go ahead and drag the hell out of her in the comment section. We're
No,
just
Gigi
moving
said,
on.
everyone tell them we want curtains on the windows of that fabulous chicken coop. Did you put the pictures up?
Who's gonna make me? I do need. No, I'm making a montage.
You guys haven't seen it. It's out there
curtains.
now.
I either want
It's right out there.
John Deere curtains, or I didn't even think about that. I'm gonna put the pictures up today. He's covered. Y'all saw the snow covered one. Karen, you sew, don't you? And I also want the nesting boxes need little.
So they've seen it.
They need little. Well, they saw it when we got it.
Because Gigi said you saw it, Karen. Those windows need curtains.
Curtains.
We need to do a little vlog, just
Aw,
like
thank
a
you,
little
G.
tour of the chicken coop.
We are
We'll
gonna
do that.
that.
It'd probably be good to do the vlog with the snow on the ground too.
I feel like it's gonna be it's gonna be a cute baby.
And I have so much fun practicing.
You're so crazy. Yeah,
So
don't ever
much
build a
fun
fire in
practicing.
the afternoon if you promise to go on a live stream.
It got hot in here, didn't it?
You're so bad. We're so tacky. Trashy is classy, but we don't get too like descriptive of it.
No, but I mean, like, so you're in your home. It's just you and your significant other. It's cold and drizzly and snowy
All
and
the
nasty
animals
out.
are napping in another room.
Yep, they're all somewhere else, and you're sitting there, and there's a roaring fire.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do? What do you do?
That's
You
exactly.
practice.
That's the thing that I'm saying when he's like, oh, he couldn't get this, he couldn't get that, he didn't do this. Yes, he. Oh yeah, yes he does. Oh yes, he does.
You gotta want to.
I don't. I'm like this, and the thing is, I know she knows what she knows that I know
But,
what
I
she's
mean,
saying is not
And
true.
it goes both ways, because remember, I'd say, what if we told your
Angela.
ex that we just did this and that and this, and you were like, he wouldn't believe you.
And that was the one day when
He wouldn't believe you. No,
we
she
were-
doesn't like to do that.
we were
Oh,
doing-
yes, she does. She's
I
pretty
s-
freaky.
we finished our acrobatics. I was like, I think both of our exes would, if they had seen that, would be like, on that note, I'm out. Y'all
Yeah.
clearly don't.
Like if our exes were peeping Toms,
they'd be like-
they'd look in the windows and they'd be like, did you?
Yeah,
No.
y'all are.
Okay.
We'll never bother you again.
I can't mess with that. You guys, that's all you guys.
Don't y'all ever, like, especially when your relationship is new, did any of you ever go, I wonder if anybody else is having it? And I know that sounds like chest beating stuff, and it's not meant to sound like that, but have you
It
ever?
can't be this. People can't be
That's,
having
have you
this
ever,
kind of
like,
sex.
but if you're a relative of ours, turn it off. If you're an ex of ours, tune in. No, I'm saying, but you wonder, can anyone else be having it like this? It doesn't matter. Ricky, she'll let us know if that happens. Ricky, are you still listening? Yeah, Angela was involved with a narcissist. I eat food. Oh my gosh. I told you. Oh my gosh. Karen is the sweetest thing ever, and you should realize. I just read a note that came in and combined it. Karen, man, she was a freaky deaky.
Man, you haven't told me those stories.
No, those are
Those are just friends, stories for friends.
those are girl stories.
Girls-
you know who
girl
else
talk.
has some crazy stories is Loretta.
That's y'all's girl talk.
That's our girl talk. Maybe Sean can start a baseball / narcissist
Yeah.
show.
It'll be
I want him to do a
baseball
show.
card narcissist support group. So what happens is we'll all go, we'll meet somewhere. We'll all tell our stories about narcissists,
Wow,
and you all have to bring a pack of baseball cards
Oh
with
my
you.
god. Gigi says, "Oh man, I could show y'all tons of pics from the love bombing stage." You know what? That's probably true. I have the love. That's the thing also that's confusing. You can tell basically when a narcissist is trying to accuse someone else of being a narcissist, but they don't grasp what it is because they
Yeah.
are one.
Yeah.
So they're like, the love bombing when we first met was ridiculous. He love bombed. No. That's
Did you see Ricky said, yes, you called Mandy, laugh out loud. Which y'all
Ricky,
need
have
from me.
you ever gotten done with acrobatics and been like, no one is having it like this? I know for a fact no one's having it like this. He'd be like,
It's gonna be
I
the
knew that
sweetest
Ricky,
thing.
she would give me her honest opinion. But yeah, so that's how you know they don't have a grasp of it. It's like HG Tutor. If you're watching us, oh my God, that would make my day. Type in our chat if you're watching. HG Tutor has...
That'd be tremendous fuel for
He
HG
has
Tutor,
got a hustle going on. He's got people paying him to talk about himself.
Yup.
And then he sells.
I never did.
I'm not disparaging you. I'm just saying.
I never understood, and I'm not trying to start any problems at all with Diane or
Ooh.
Wendy. It looks different. But when they had on HG Tutor, and how did they know? Was he diagnosed as a narcissist?
I think he was like court ordered.
Court ordered,
Yeah,
and they said,
which-
oh, he's a narcissist. This guy said, I'm going to make this work for
Yep.
me, and if you're going to tell everybody that I'm a narcissist, I'm going to go in and I'm going to
Yeah.
have seminars or whatever about what a narcissist is.
And then he
I just
sells
didn't
kits.
understand why somebody would bring it. Now, if you've been with a narcissist, correct me if I'm wrong, you can't get down in a stream where someone brings a narcissist on panel to answer questions. You don't want nothing to do with that.
Because but the thing is,
You know?
in its diagnosis itself, they don't admit what they.
Right, they don't. The
They
only ones
think-
that really are ones that have been diagnosed because they've been ordered to go.
And then they either accept it or they don't. Most time they don't.
They don't. He said, I'm going to make this work for me.
HG.
Which
type
means
in
he
here,
probably,
buddy.
that means he probably was guilty of some kind of crime or something. Because normally you're not court ordered unless,
He talks about Meghan Markle, he's on like 100 episode 100.1 or something talking about her, and he gets views. He does definitely get views, but I would love for him to type in here. I wouldn't pay for you to come on and talk with us, HG, but I would love to do a panel with you.
Karen says, I love Tudor's voice. That's probably his main tool, because we actually watched that. We put it on the big screen in Texas, and we were listening to it, and the girls were just swooning over his
I know,
voice.
it's with you.
And I was like, this guy, and he was pretty a narcissist is just eating that alive and just analyzing that, and he's just looking for a way to get as much from that crowd as he could. That's all he's doing.
And seeing who
So,
we can get,
yep.
and getting paid to do so. Now, his answers are kind of textbook answers. When he said, like, can they love anybody? He'll say, it depends what your definition of love is.
Yeah.
There is nobody, he'll say, there's nobody on the face of this earth that I feel probably what most people feel as love.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't feel it. It's, if I'm honest, it's what you can do for me.
Yeah.
I mean,
I will say that he did pretty much say that. Most of the time he's like, no. And there was a couple other questions, and he would answer me. He's like, no. I mean,
but when his time was up, he's like,
toodaloo.
gotta go.
Yep. I'm not giving you any of myself for free.
I've heard that the two biggest diagnoses that people will not admit to is borderline personality disorder and narcissism. Nobody wants to admit to that. And if they do, they don't, like Trisha Paytas will say, yeah, I've got borderline personality or whatever. I believe that she might have been diagnosed that, but I don't think she believes that she has it.
I think a lot of people use that
And
as to their advantage. They say I'm this, blah, 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 blah.
I think you startled him and he growled.
No, I moved this.
Oh, I was all excited. I thought Sawyer grew a pair.
Sawyer Brown, did you growl at me?
I thought you startled him and he went, Anyways, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. But yeah, it was like,
So apparently the Buccaneers have just beat the Eagles.
so who's going to the Super Bowl?
Well, they got
There's
a few more weeks to go before that.
We had, it's not snowing any. Is it gonna continue?
I'll
Pull up
have
your
to-
little
I'll
old
have to
man
look
app.
at my at my
I
old man
love, first of all, I love the fact that he's older. We've talked about that.
She loves her some older
I
dudes,
do
man.
love that. And on his side by the sink, he has like his vitamins. He takes magnesium for leg cramps, different things like that. And I call it his little old man sink. And it's so funny because I'll go, your little old man side, and he's like, I'll tell you what this little old man can do. And I'm like,
I'll give you a little old man. She's like, please, yes, please.
but we've let them into our life.
31 degrees. Let's see what the radar says.
It's better.
It's just in the, like, okay, so if you do this, we're right in
So-
the middle of it.
So is it? But that's it. That's all
Now
it's
watch.
coming.
Okay, watch. Hold on. That's what it was doing.
Okay.
Okay, now that right there is what it is now, and this right now is what's gonna happen
But
later.
this is snow.
Yeah. So we may not get any more until like 7 or so.
7 o'clock. Well, we'll see how we can do that. Back to the so what if for the nesting boxes, Sean, if someone makes elastic like material, right, with like baby patterns or whatever,
Yes.
and then you put them in the nesting box and they can be washed, and I know they have to make their own nest, but it'll be like a little baby nursery, little chicken baby nursery.
I'm gonna put it right in there, and I'm gonna have just
Are
the
you
tubs.
gonna hatch eggs for real?
I'm not gonna hatch them. I'm just gonna have them come as little babies.
The other day he got me, and he said very rarely does he get me anymore. Most of the time I know he's full of shit, some of the stuff he says, but he goes, there's a breed of chicken that stay looking like chicks forever. They look like little baby fuzzy chicks. That's their whole life. And I was like,
I want them.
I want lots of them. And he was like, no, I'm kidding. And I was
They
like,
grow
oh
up.
my gosh, I want.
Could you imagine if there was a species that looked like
Oh
a
my
baby
God.
chick all the time? They'd be the most popular things in the world.
Yeah.
Everybody'd
I
have
love
about 10 of
baby
them running
anything.
around.
Baby any. I mean, I like them when they're older too, but anything that's a baby or whatever, I like. And it's been hard with COVID because normally, like, if there was a new, I never touch anyone's baby because your hands aren't clean, even before COVID. You know what I mean? Like, I would always look and smile, but don't touch because your hands aren't clean. But now with COVID, you can't. I don't
even
even
look.
I don't. Well, I don't even like go near it or whatever. But it is cute when some of the rednecks are at Walmart. Those men, these big rough and tumble men, holding a tiny little baby.
It is. I mean,
It's so cute.
when my kids were little, and I would walk around the mall with just like by the time there was 3 of them, you can't really just walk around the mall with them. But sometimes I'd have 2 of them. Like I'd have Megan and Rachel, and I'd walk through the mall. Man, babies are chick magnets, man. They are.
It's, I've also heard dogs.
But I mean, if you're a dude taking care of a baby, taking care of your kid, chicks dig that. Am I right or what?
My ex would say the same thing. That they have women naturally have like, oh look at him. Do you need help? It
You're
can,
such a
and if you're
responsible,
trying
doting
to
father.
if you're trying to juggle a diaper bag and stuff, and they're like, let me help
Yes, let me help you.
you. And then you turn around and
You're such a doting father. Look at you. And I'm like, yeah, I'm just
But
an
I
old
could
man.
see you like.
Just an old man.
Well, you had so many young cousins. You had been around
Yeah,
a lot of babies.
I'm the oldest of 15
And you're just good
cousins.
with babies.
You
When
think?
we saw, yes, I will update that, Sean. Thank you. We've been asked to update our Amazon wish list. No, but we will update it because I'm gonna put some chicken stuff in it so that take out all the stuff that.
I'm gonna put curtains for the chicken coop.
I'm serious. I want John Deere. I should have had it painted in John Deere green.
I like the color of it.
I should have done John Deere green. Well, whatever.
Really, they didn't lie though. They delivered because it looks exactly like.
I saw it.
What happened?
Nothing. It was a funny text that came through. It's like I saw the text.
Oh,
not
there
the
is a
thing.
text. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I can't see the text on mine.
I understand.
I would have like wrapped it up, Sean, but then we turn on that light and we look really
Will they
good.
not have chicken poop all over them? No, the
Well, we can
curtains
wash
are.
them.
Yeah, but they're up. They're not where the chicken. The way they put these, like okay, so the windows are above the nesting boxes, and on the other side of the coop is where the perches are. So the windows are up here, so they should stay clean.
You're right, Boho. Really quickly, because she had to pop her head up and go on and start talking about abuse again. Let's talk about Rookie Davis. Batter up.
Okay, I'll be right back. You can talk.
Rookie Davis, you lean in, buddy. The year
He
was
thought he was slick.
the year was 2015, right? That when y'all were separated,
Yeah,
right?
2015.
But when they got back together, she accidentally showed her phone that had a pic on it, a dick pic of whatever. And she goes, "Oh dear, excuse me, whatever." And so this is how. When he was on his off weekends, he was never really a big major player. He played for the Pirates for what, a year or something, Sean? A season he played for? Okay, so he was in the minors, and when he would be in town or whatever, I guess they would talk and talk about hooking up, and they met up one time, and I guess they started to get it on in the hotel room, but then she freaked out, said she needed some wine, and they went and he got her some like wine, got her liquored up a little bit and took her back, and they still didn't do it. And what did she say, Sean? No, they did do it, but that he left his bags like over in the corner. But that was the only time they did, right? That one time.
I don't know.
And he
I don't
wasn't
know, but I
impressed
know
with
there
it.
was something.
But she tells the half story. Sometimes she won't admit who it was. But it was one time that they actually physically met up. He got her like steak and wine, and then this is what she was willing to tell Sean. So you can imagine what the down and dirty was. But he's got relatives that live in that town where he is now that have told her that she is not to talk of him, talk to him, none of it. Presley, I hope you feel better, sweetie. That she is, that she would be a career, which his career never took off, but she was a career ship sinker and to stay completely away from him. But again, she was like, I showed y'all the Facebook where they were friends. So you were friends with someone that you proclaimed to never know? You nasty girl. You dirty. Darius Sawyer.
From what I understand about that, is his family kind of swooped in and told her to stay away.
Said you were bad news. You get that a lot though, placeholder. You get lots of families that step in and tell you to hit the road because you're not good mojo.
I don't think I don't know how long her probation is.
2 years.
So I don't know. I don't remember when she got. So she needs to pack up and split.
But the point, well, yeah, you need to get the hell out because we may move there. The whole point with when she was saying that just because they were separated, they were still married, he shouldn't be with me, this and that. Girlfriend, you were doing the ditty with the baseball player, and she keeps saying if I was with a hot baseball player. Nobody said he was hot. We just said he was a baseball player. Nobody said he was hot. He's not hot. You got told to leave him alone.
These stories are things like every once in a while people say, "Don't you feel like bad or like feel embarrassed or humiliated?" No, not anymore because I'm with her.
It's just drama.
It's just drama
It's just
for me.
drama.
It's my past, and I was meant to live through it.
And to be with me.
And to be with you.
Look at that puppy's so tired. That puppy's so tired. But yeah, so that was that. Presley,
boy.
I'm worried about that. I called Presley yesterday and checked in on her. I hope you keep feeling better. I know it's rough. No shortness of breath though, right, Presley? I think that she said there's no shortness of breath.
One of my coworkers, because I haven't been feeling real good, and I'm kind of coming out on the other end of it, but one of my coworkers found out that she had COVID yesterday. So, I work right next to her a lot of the day. So there's a lot of that going around my workplace.
Yeah.
There's a lot of that going around everywhere.
Yeah.
So.
Let me just, not another.
It's weird that it's Sunday night. It feels like Saturday night. I guess maybe because tomorrow's a holiday or whatever. So.
Yeah, so it's Martin Luther King Day tomorrow, which is that holiday where where the schools choose whether or not to observe it. They get to choose one day and they either do Columbus Day or MLK Day, or is it a federal holiday? I don't know.
It's
It
a
is
federal
legit,
holiday, yeah.
not one of those. Okay. See, Boho is.
Like the military, they're off tomorrow.
Boho's right. She's very outspoken about it. She's unjabbed and never had an issue. Coworker is double jabbed and has COVID and got COVID. That's my question. I'm like, we were supposed to be able to throw our masks to the wind.
I've always been like, I'm a fairly conservative person. I'm a registered Republican. And I've been vaxxed. I've been jabbed a couple of times. I'm fully vaxxed. It's been a few months, but I just really, really believe that. I don't know if it was a political thing or whatever, but if they had just said that the vaccinations are sort of like vaccination therapy, they weren't 100%. They weren't gonna. They could have handled it differently, and people would have gotten vaccinated, because they now know that
they're even out.
Even getting fully vaccinated wasn't 100%. Pfizer says that by March the Omicron variant vaccination will be out.
But how many, why was there not is the Delta variant the booster?
I don't know.
You know what I mean? Why did they not talk about it?
It's just really, really weird how they
fought. Yeah, I heard that
how they marketed it, and now it's obvious that vaccinations aren't stopping it.
But what they'll try to say is that because not everyone got vaccinated,
which may be true.
But how did not everybody getting vaccinated?
The whole idea was you got to try to convince people to get vaccinated. All it took was my dad to almost die from it, and he asked me to get vaccinated, and I did. It had nothing to do with politics for me.
Yeah, we were staying there, and his mom and dad both had it, but his dad couldn't have handled having it again. I don't understand. I was sick as a dog, and I tested negative. I got an email from my doctor saying I didn't get tested within 5 days. I could have it. It's so strange to me. It's so strange to me. I can't. Okay, so I'm always big talking about the Spanish pandemic, but that one came and then there was the lax in time, and then the season came back, and then it got a whole lot more people. But this has been 2 straight years. 2 straight years of no break in the numbers. I mean, there was a little bit of one for, I mean, am I right? I quit looking at the numbers because I would.
And we've tried a bunch of different things, like, the numbers
Really
are still there, but they're not
See?
shutting down sports.
That's
They're
the
not,
thing.
they're not shutting down baseball, they're not shutting down basketball, they're not shutting down concert halls anymore.
I think that we as Americans, and I've always said this, we are so spoiled to our liberties and we are gonna do what we wanna do, we're free, and pandemic be damned, we're gonna do what we wanna do, and we
I
want
think it's
baseball back,
true.
and we want football back, and we're tired of playing, because it's almost like, even when people wouldn't, nobody, and here in Georgia, nobody ever wore masks in Walmart, never, ever, ever, at no
you don't
point
see a lot
before
of people.
no, but like even
Yeah.
before the vaccination, never. So, it's just strange. I had the antibodies when they tested me in Texas well over 18 months, whatever. And,
Which means you were exposed, she never got sick.
so they've admitted the numbers are wrong. It's not about the virus, it's a much darker thing going on. Check out what's happening in Canada. I'm starting to wonder about some of that. I'm not a big conspiracy theorist, but I do wonder about a nation's ability to convince an entire country of something. And, you know what I mean? Like that gets into like the, not Illuminati per se, but all of those.
The chosen people. But you know what?
Sean's a robot.
He's very tired.
He's very tired.
Soy Brown's very,
Which
very
probably
tired.
means Sean's hungry.
A little bit.
You hungry?
Look at the fire, it went out on its own.
It was a pretty roaring fire there for a bit. He's a good fire maker.
We've got a fireplace in this trailer.
In our trailer. We have, and it's a triple wide.
Yeah.
No, for real though, is it, if it's indeed a trailer, which I have no idea, is it a double wide or a triple wide?
More than a triple wide. I mean, it looks like that might have been a trailer like there, but it's been added on. Put it this way, they couldn't hook it up and drag this anywhere.
Trolls, come on, tell us what it is. Tell us, I know y'all are watching. Ooh, you had we lost a ton of physicians. Oh wow, the vax mandate, wow. Is your snow melting?
Ours isn't gonna melt.
No, and then it's
It's gonna get real cold and freeze up
supposed to
again
keep
tonight.
going tonight. And the little calico is hiding asleep somewhere. We could barely keep her inside today. And she'd go out and get mad.
Yeah, she'd go out, get mad because there was snow, come
Okay.
back in.
Manufactured home, thank you.
That's what I tried to say, like a
It's a
manufactured
trailer.
home.
I call it home.
Right on one of
I
my
call it home.
vlogs,
I know.
I put it in, and I tried to, it's a manufactured home, and somebody was like, it's not, you can tell by the,
Okay, Boho.
by the strips in the walls and this and that it's as I was like,
But I did know that.
they
But I
couldn't drag this anywhere.
I had a friend who had a manufactured home in Georgia, and it had the seams in it. So I knew it was, I mean, but the thing is like, of all the things to be trolled about, that's still not something. We are living together in our house. Not for nothing, but it's 4 bedrooms. Sean's got his bathtub. It does wonders for his back. That when I saw that bathtub, I was like, because it helps his back tremendously.
That's what I have to do.
And he's so like when he was sick, I just kept saying,
The
if
thing
it feels
about it
better
is-
to be in
is-
the bathtub, just get in the bathtub. And he'd watch sports and.
We're gonna put a TV in there. That would be.
Hey, guess who? Well, I still think we could, but I think that you have to put it something to protect it from fogging up.
Yeah, there'd have to be.
Otherwise, I'd already had it hung in there. I'm telling you, I spoil the hell out of this man. The hell out of him.
But I deserve it.
You do.
Hey, Draven's Crypt. When are you going live tonight? That might be a good live if we.
Hopefully, they're recording whatever the hell's going on over there right now,
Yeah.
because she'll dirty delete it.
I mean, Draven's Crypt. Are you gonna review her stream or what? Anyway, yeah, we.
Right.
If you post when
I
you're
live
going
in a
live,
duplex,
we'll go over
and
check
it's
it out.
my home, and no one can tell me to leave. The thing is like, I mean, we're
Around 8 p.m.
unbelievably
Yeah, it'd be good.
proud We have literally furnished this entire place with nice thrift store furniture. Some help from your, like, no finance furniture, not anything wrong with people who do that. I've done it before too.
A frickin' moving truck,
literally,
straight from Texas, full
yeah.
of what we kept.
With a chicken coop that probably costs more, yeah, y'all sub to Draven's Crypt. She's over there lying her ass off. That's all she doesn't have a lot of ass to lie off, so she better be careful with that. But the, like, I've never lived in a 4-bedroom house. You did because you were an officer and
It was funny because I was talking
I've never
to,
had a 4-bedroom house.
I was talking to my coworkers and they were like, I was like, this is where I live, and I was talking about the rent and hoping that when the, because when there's the chicken coops out there, our landlord's gonna know that we plan to stay here for a little while. And so he doesn't jack the rent up knowing that we're not gonna go anywhere.
But it can be picked up with a pallet jack.
And they were like, well,
With the chickens in it.
and two of my coworkers were like, he shouldn't jack up the rent. You already pay too much is what they said. And I said, what are you talking about? And I said, well, they said it's a 3-bedroom. And I said, no, it's a 4-bedroom. And they're like, oh. And I think when people see it from the outside, they don't realize how big it is in here.
Draven's Crypt says, I got a copy of the divorce video. I was gonna look over it if that's all right with you, Sean.
That's fine. I mean,
Yeah. If you want the actual full packet from court, I've got it in an email. It's all public record.
yeah.
Send me an email and I can send it to you.
But you know what I mean? I think when you pull up here, it doesn't do justice what it looks like
It
on
doesn't.
the inside.
No, when we pulled up, I was
We were
like,
like-
okay, let's give it a go. And we walked in. When I saw, you said, I immediately said, we're taking it.
Yeah, she liked it right
It
away.
was when we saw the bath.
Yeah.
Because you really missed the bathtub. And he doesn't have to have a big bathtub. It can be a regular little bathtub, and
But
he's
the big
happy as can
bathtub
be.
is
We
good.
can be in a hotel, like before we got our own. We could be
I
in a
need my
hotel.
bathtub like you like iced tea.
I'm like, how do you get in a motel bathtub that you haven't even seen it clean? He was like, you're like, I don't give a shit.
I don't give a shit. That water's not even clear. It's okay as long as it's hot.
I was like, Sean, it's like brown. And he was like, it was funny. It was really funny. Yeah, all of you, yes. I love Ricky. Said, I happen to be the most often chick with it that you'll ever meet. And she is the queen of YouTube. Her pronoun is she. And I forget that sometimes, so I'm continually apologizing. It's because you're so handsome and beautiful.
It's Mama
I
Ricky.
can't decide which one.
Oh, I saw your TikTok, Ricky. It's 4 a.m. Shut the fuck. I saw that one. I gotta show it to you. It
Y'all
was like
tell Sean to go offer to buy that rooster that hates me from behind us.
Yeah, I was gonna go
He hates
get
me.
it.
We
It's
told
like
you
right
he
back
hates my
behind
voice.
this window through the woods.
He was mad this morning because it was snowing, so he's like, he was like,
He was this morning when my truck was stuck.
you think if you offered $40 for that rooster, they'd let you have him? There's
I
not
don't know.
any that are worth more than that, is there?
Oh yeah, they've got. I'll show you the.
What are you doing?
I'll show you on My Pet Chicken. They've got certain ones that are only like around for like a month or two,
What's wrong?
and they're like $50 just for the chick.
What's wrong? He's like, I'm sick of y'all being. Do any of you, and
Yeah.
I don't know if it's just Shih Tzus or if it's other, do any of you have small dogs, I guess they'd be large dogs, that when they go to shake out their fur, after, they start at the head and go all the way to the tip of their toe?
It's like
Or tip of their tails, like, and it goes all the way through.
That's
And
what
then
he
sometimes
does.
they gotta do it again. Sawyer, do you need to go potty? We'll sign off in a second.
So hey, Brian, you gotta go pee?
He's got a whole bucket of toys over there that he's looking
He's
at.
just contemplating his next
He's like,
move.
I guess I'll play, but I
Because
did.
I am a Shih Tzu.
I did plan to stay on 2 hours. That was my.
We did. We're like
I was
7
like-
minutes shy of 2 hours.
I was like, let's give the people. And the thing is like we're not. I mean, of course we think we're great, but it's not that we're pompous and arrogant.
We don't
We
usually stay on 2
love-
hours though.
But we love interacting with you guys, and y'all are so good to us. And our mods get the trolls before we even. Well, he may see it. I don't see it, and it's pretty hard to troll me. But
It's almost impossible to troll me. And that
He's
going
had
back to
everything
the
said
to the
about it.
one thing that we sort of worked our way through.
go potty.
You know, when you do something and you do a series of events on here, you got to understand that there's a lot of us that have been here for years. So when we look at what's trolling or this, we might have a different definition of it. But you hear him?
He's wagging his tail too. He's like, that's when I think he's had enough of us doing this or whatever. But you never know. What if, oh, you have a football game.
Well, I'm gonna drop in Draven Scripps
Oh, no, we are going to
at
do that.
8. That's 8 Eastern time. I'm guessing it's 8 Eastern
She's
time.
been in the DC. A lot of the people in here have been here for, so Draven's Crypt, if what I'm understanding is correct, you were introduced to the beast, the placeholder. Those are the things that we call her. Sometimes I call her a thought. Through the Shanny for Christ connection.
I'll drop into the chat.
That's what I'm
maybe
curious
that'll
about,
help out.
Eastern,
I don't know if, but
Yeah.
I'll be in the chat. I'll let you know when I'm there. I'll check it out. I haven't seen much, but I've heard some of it. But I know like what you're doing, and I guess there's one other channel is causing her to like hide her stuff. So it's I don't know.
Yeah, it's a strange. You can't. That most of the footage is already out there anyway, and
Yeah,
she's just
boobs are always out. So
the boobs are. She's not well, and then she has the. It's like just have them fixed. Just have
gotta
them
hold one arm up
fixed.
because
Quick,
so that
buying
they-
the
so they
booger,
look the same.
the booger sugar, and get them fixed. Damn. But anyways, before we go, just reminding, like, since we get so much attention from the other side, tonight I'll be going to bed with him, warming my house with my stuff.
we already
Me
had
and my
one fire
dogs.
in the fireplace.
We've already had one.
Our trailer has a fireplace.
My dog, my cats, my husband, my house, my dinner, and you're going to bed alone?
I'll put a picture of our cozy
Is it
fire
alone?
on
Alone,
our,
right? That's
on our
what I thought.
community page. I'll put the fire on there. I have
Yeah.
a picture of our
Put
community.
that on there. Just clarifying that once again, you'll be climbing into your sheets alone, taking pictures of yourself so you can buy peanut butter and jelly. And,
Oh my God, that's fucked.
right? Taking
What are we
wonky
gonna have for
pictures.
dinner? I had sushi last night, but
We're not going anywhere. We already went.
I have a tombstone
We
pizza. I
might
can
get
make
that.
it.
Oh my gosh, I made spaghetti last night, y'all. This is, and
She
I
thought
took-
she had COVID because she
So,
couldn't taste it.
I took a bite at gas station sushi. He actually, that's a lie. He won't eat it from the gas station. So I don't know why she says that. He's a snob about his sushi. He won't even get it from the prepackaged at Walmart.
I don't get it from the gas station. That's nasty.
But so I made this spaghetti. Look, I can eat off spaghetti for like 3 or 4 days. I can I can eat off of it. So I make it, and Sean's not feeling well, and I'm like, I know you don't want to eat, but you do need to eat. I've been making him drink the Gatorade. You know the new.
You know the Gator?
Pedialyte-
It's like Gatorade.
Pedialyte?
Yeah,
Yeah, I've
it's
been
called
making
like
him drink
Gatorade or something.
Because
like
you know
that.
when your throat hurts, the last thing you want to do is to swallow. Ricky, I mean, I love him.
Oh my God.
Ricky, insert pun there. But so I made it and I took a bite of it and it was bland.
You didn't have any problem swallowing. I'm just kidding.
Oh my God. It was bland. Okay, so I'm like, oh my God, and whatever. And I was like, Sean, take a bite of this and just tell me if it's bland or if whatever. So he took a bite of it and he goes, no, it's pretty bland. It was he's right there. It was
true.
no sugar added spaghetti sauce. Now I didn't even know that they put sugar in spaghetti sauce,
Okay, so
but
I'm
I now
feeling-
know this.
I'm feeling lousy. She's feeling lousy, and she's like, I can't taste this. I can't taste this. So then I tasted it. And I was like, yeah, there's something wrong
But
with
not
it.
only that, it jacked up my plans for the next few days, which was to eat off some spaghetti. And let me tell you something, Italians or whoever, I had no idea. He's like, I'm about to go take a dump in that
I'm gonna
room.
go.
If
You're not gonna let me
I'm
out.
gonna
I'll go
let me
take a
finish
dump
this,
right in this
and
room.
then so anyway, reduced sugar, no sugar added spaghetti sauce. I don't know how much sugar they add to it, but you need the sugar in it,
Yeah,
right?
spaghetti sauce, tomato sauce has to have a little
so
bit of
cute.
sugar. But I was eating sushi.
So cute. Yeah, you were eating sushi. Okay, Sawyer, we're gonna take you out. Love you
I'm
guys.
practicing on this tonight.
You're so bad. And again, going to sleep alone, going to sleep together, married. I don't know what to tell you about that one. Ready?
All right, Draven Script,
We'll
we're
be
on that.
there.
I will talk about Michael Jordan in your stream because I agree. Jordan was the GOAT.
Oh, that's cool.
Jordan's the GOAT.
We'll talk to you later, guys.